प्रविश्यमुवाचं मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं यं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाद्वृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us read the verse. Ishavasyamidam samastabhavanam tyaktvarthagehadikam brahmanyeva mumukshuna navaratam nishthavidheyatmani arhattvāya tatra kalma vihidam karyam puranishphalam vidvānithamupacharan hi bhajate nirlepātmeshwaram. So we were discussing the Upadghata Bhashya. In that we came to the point wherein Rāmarāyakavi takes up the issue of these internal contradictions, which is what is referred to by the word Vipratishedha. So Vipratishedha is the word. So in the last class I was trying to explain to you by citing the Shankara Bhashya, wherein he uses the word Vipratishedhacha anapekshitatvam. So Vipratishedhat anapekshitatvam, so that they are not to be taken by you as valid means of pramana to ultimately understand the nature of Brahman. So here the same Vipratishedha is to be found within the Upanishads itself. So that is where he just started by saying Nanu evamapi mitaha viruddharthavaditvad Vedāntaha pramanameva. So that is where we started. So Rāmarāyakavi basically presented three contradictions. One is listing a few Shrutis which speak of Brahman as Saprapancha, and listing a few other Shrutis which speak of Brahman as Nishprapancha. So Kim Brahma Saprapancham uta Nishprapancham. So Brahma Saprapancham uta Nishprapancham. So the question is, so the entire Vedanta Shastra is meant for understanding this Brahman. Adhato Brahma Jijñāsa. Like Dharma Jijñāsa, this is Brahma Jijñāsa. Kīdrisham Brahma avagantavyam. Should we understand it as Nishprapancham uta Saprapancham. So Saprapancham, how do you understand? Because it speaks of Yato va imani bhutani jayante ena jatani jivanti yatprayante abhisambhishanti. And it is Saprapancha is something which is known to us also. So I am teaching, you are all listening, so it is being recorded. So everything is known. So this is all Saprapancham. So Nishprapancham uta Saprapancham. So for that he started by listing a few Shrutis. Ekameva dvidiyam brahma nehananasti kinchana mrityossa mrityumapnoti ehananeva pashyati. So if you say mrityossa mrityumapnoti ehananeva pashyati, and the promise that is being given by Vedanta is to give you Amritattva. And there is a very clear condemnation. Mrityo samrityamapnoti yaiha naneva pashyati. So this nana drishti is not at all accepted. And we also see some shrutis describing this nanatvam. How does it go about? So this nanatvam, accepting nanatvam, discarding nanatvam. Okay. So accepting nanatvam is what is called saprapancham brahma. Okay. So discarding nanatvam is what is called nishprapancham brahma. Neha nanasti kinchana. Iha naneva pashyati saha mrityo samrityumapnoti. So these are the shrutis which seem to be sort of contradicting to each other. How do we resolve? This is the first question. Nishprapancham brahma uta saprapancham brahma. Katham avagantavyam Vedāntamuktāvalī. So this is one contradiction. The second contradiction that he took was, so Ishvaram Jiva Bheda. So there are a few shrutis which seem to be speaking of Ishvara Jiva Bheda as a real thing. Dvasuparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parishasva jate. Then Nyatnyau Dau Ajau Isha Ishau. So this is another shruti that we were seeing in the last lecture. So this tells you Jiveshvara Bhedam Bhruvanti, whereas Ayamatma Brahma. So this talks of Tattvamasi. So this speaks of Jiveshvara Abheda. So this is another contradiction which is stark. Now, the third thing is Akshayam havi chaturmasya yajinaha sukritam bhavati. Chaturmasya yajinaha sukritam akshayam bhavati. Akshayam bhavati. So you have heard of Akshaya Patra? In Bengaluru there is someone called Akshaya Patra. So Akshaya Patram is something which always gives you. Okay. So Akshaya means, so there is nothing which decreases in it. So you keep on taking, it keeps on coming. So this phalam akshayam bhavati is also a shruti vachana. Whereas tadyatheha karmajito lokaha kshiyate yevam amutra punyachito lokaha kshiyate. So this is another shruti. Yatha iha karmachito lokaha kshiyate means iha karmachitaha lokaha. Suppose you assume that you go on a tour somewhere. So karmachitaha, this loka does not necessarily mean world. Karmachitaha punyachitaha. Understand? So iha karmachitaha lokaha kshiyate means whatever you have acquired through your own karma kshiyate. So this loka can be even vidya. In fact, if you are a Vedadhyayi, Shuradhyayi at the age of 25, 30, 35, 45, so you may be able to render it absolutely without any kind of blemish, mistake. But the same thing when you go above, I have seen in my own grandfather. So this, he was an exceptional Ganapati. But at the age of 70, when you keep teaching, there will be some vismriti. So karmajitaha lokaha means this loka can mean even vidya. Tate kshiyate. So the ability to recount does not remain constant. So karmachitaha lokaha kshiyate. It decays the faculty. Evam punyachitaha lokaha kshiyate. So this is also said. So here again there is a contradiction. So now we have to look at the response given by Ramarāya to this. Okay, so we came up to this in the last class. So here he says, Vyavahara dasha, Paramartha dasha, ityasti dashadvayam tatra mayamayi vyavahara dasha jagaradihi mayatita paramartha dasha sushupti mriti murcha samadhyadihi. Then he further goes, Paramartha dashayam nishprapancham brahma vyavahara dashayam tu saprapanchamiti na prathama virodha. Na prathama virodha means the first contradiction should be resolved by you by having this understanding. What is the understanding? There are two states in which we keep functioning. One is called vyavahara dasha, the other is paramartha dasha. Okay. Vyavahara dasha and paramartha dasha. Okay. Let me give you a simple example. See, many of you have studied some reasonable amount of science. Let us take this familiar example of the nature of light. Okay. So with this example, I will try to communicate what is being spoken here. So light, if you just try to understand, with whatever that physics has provided, with so many years of scientists pondering over it, for explaining certain things, you have to take it as a wave. Otherwise, this interference pattern that you see can never be explained. On the other hand, there are certain experiments in which you may have to take it as a particle. This photoelectric effect cannot be explained unless you take it as a particle. Now this is called Vyavahara Dasha. You understand? So this is Vyavahara Dasha. Vyavahara means in order to explain something, you build a certain theory. And that could be absolutely contradicting to each other. But with that you are able to explain things. So this is Vyavahara Dasha. What is the real nature of light? Light is light. So for Vyavahara, light is light, that is all I can say. I cannot see the particle nature and the wave nature together. You can say that it exhibits this way sometimes, it exhibits that way sometimes. How can the same individual? So this is a little difficult. So this is Vyavahara means in order to have certain transactions, we have accepted certain ways of understanding things. Now here he says, Vyavahara dasha paramartha dasha ityasti dashadvayam. Dashadvayam means there are two different states. Tatra mayamayi vyavahara dasha. Mayamayi vyavahara dasha jagaradi. In fact, I remember when I was studying this electromagnetic theory, so some of you who may be familiar, you can relate this. When I was studying very seriously, this would be around 30 years ago. So when I was doing this, so there was a certain problem wherein you have to calculate the energy stored in the electric field. Okay? What is the energy stored in the electric field? This is a problem. This problem you can approach two ways. One, you will say that I will integrate the field. Okay? Where does the field remain? From the charge configuration to infinity. So you do that. Okay? And you will be able to calculate some answer. Energy stored is this much. There is another way by which you can do, wherein within the charge configuration alone you integrate and you will get same answer. Where is the energy stored? If it is stored in the field, it has to be from here to there. If it is stored in the configuration, it has to be here. In fact, I was just asking this question, and he is a good professor. So he said, see, it depends on how you view it. So that was the answer. In fact, there is an interesting discussion by a person called George Griffiths. So it's a very interesting thing. Okay. David J. Griffiths, not George. Okay. David J. Griffiths. Beautiful. Okay. Now, here he is saying, Mayamayi Vyavaharadasha Jagaradihi Mayatita Paramarthadasha Sushupti Mriti Murcha Samadhyadi. This is something which has to be a little carefully understood. The four things that he is listing is all fairly well known. Jagaradihi, obviously well known. But Adihi, through Adi, what do you get? So do you take Swapna, Sushupti? Then Sushupti cannot go into the later one. The Jagaradihi means Jagrada Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Sushupti Avastha. So this Vyavahara Dasha Jagaradihi he is saying. In the later part he says Paramartha Dasha, Sushupti, Mriti, Murcha. So this has to be little carefully understood. And in fact, when I say this Mayatita Sushuptihi, this is a bit difficult for us to appreciate. So here, Ramarāya has a certain thing in his mind. What he has in his mind is essentially the presence and absence of Manaha. So the presence and absence of Manaha. So in Jagaradihi, you can only take Swapna. So this Adipadena Kevalam Swapnavastha Grishyati. Sushuptihi, so there, so you don't accept the mind to be active. Okay. Sushupti. In Sushupti Avastha, mind is not active. In Mrita Avastha, Murcha Avastha and Samadhi Avastha. In fact, we have this verse in Mandukya Karika. Manodrishyamidam dvaitam yatkinchit sacharacharam Manaso hyamani bhave dvaitam naivopalabhyate. Manodrishyamidam dvaitam yatkinchit sacharacharam. Yatkinchit sacharacharam. Tat sarvam manodrishyam. Manodrishyamidam dvaitam yatkinchit sacharacharam. Manaso hyamani bhave. This amani bhava means, so it does not have any effect. I don't know whether it resides. It has completely stopped functioning. If you do not see somebody in the campus for a few months, if somebody asks, how is he? I don't know whether he is there or not. So similarly, we can say whether mind is there or not, we don't know. Manaso hyamani bhave dvaitam naivopalabhyate. So he is basically talking of two states. One is dvaita bhanam and dvaitasya abhanam. Okay, so these are the two things that he has in his mind. But mayatitatvam, how will you associate with that? So this is a tricky question. So Maya, you can say, has two aspects. One is Vikshepa Shakti, the other is Avarna Shakti. So presenting one thing as another thing and hiding the nature of the thing. There are two aspects to this. So what Ramarāya seems to have kept in his mind when he made this statement is essentially the absence of the Vikshepa Shakti of Maya and not the Avarana Shakti. In Sushupti also we have obviously this avarana. In fact, there is a interesting adhikaranam. I thought we should just bring this to your notice. It is a very interesting adhikaranam which has been given by this Vyasacharya. Okay? So this is basically appearing in 3rd Adhyaya, 2nd Pada and 3rd Adhikaranam. This Adhikaranam is called Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidyadhikaranam. So it basically picks up one word in the sutra and then it tells you. It has only one sutra. The sutra is Sayevatu Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha. Karmanusmriti. You repeat. Sayevatu.
Sayevatu. Sayevatu.
Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha.
Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha.
So here the vichara basically happens on the Sushupta Purusha, one who has gone into sleep state. So what is the basis for this? Because we have a certain Shruti which says, see, Sata Somya Tada Sampanno Bhavati Swamhi Apito Bhavati Tasmadenam Swapiti Tyachakshate. This is the Shruti that we find in Chandogya. Sata Sampanno Bhavati means he sort of merges with that Sat. What is that Sat? That Sat is the entity which has given rise to this manifest universe that you see today. So Sata Sampanno Bhavati. Now what is the discussion that goes on here? I am highlighting this because this Maya Titatvam should be understood very carefully. So here in this Adhikarana, it has been very clearly pointed out that this Avarana Shakti you cannot dispense away with. Okay? So what is being said here? The objection or Purva Paksha as we call here is if he has become one with Sat when he gets up, is he the same entity or he is a different entity? Okay. So here the example that goes, which is given by Bhagavad Pada in order to explain the Purva Paksha is, you take a drop of water, okay, and then drop it into some reservoir of water. It can be glass, it can be a pond. What we do is, so this is something which some of us do, right? Those who do some anusthana. If you go to a pond to take bath, okay, so we do Sandhyavanam there itself, take the water and then offer. Once again take the water and offer. Are you offering the same water once again or a different water? Okay. Are you offering the same water or different water? You can say it is same, you can say it is different. Now, Bhagavad Pada here he asks this, see. So Satsampattehe Pratibudhyamanaha. See. So Satsampattehe Pratibudhyamanaha. See, the Shruti says, Sata Somyatada Sampanno Bhavati. Okay? Swamhi Apito Bhavati. Tasmadenam Swapiti Tyachakshate. Okay? Now he is asking, Pratibudhyamanaha Kim Sayeva Sat Sampannaha Sayeva Pratibudhyate Uta Sama Anyova. There he says, Tatra Praptam Tavad Aniyama Eva. You will not be able to say. Kutaha. Why? He is giving this example. Yadahi Jalarashav. Jalarashi means a reservoir of water. Jalarashav. Kaschit Jalabinduhu Prakshipyate. So Jalarashireva Satada Bhavati. Right? It merges with that. Punaha Uddharanecha Sayeva Jalabindur Bhavati Iti Dussampadam. Dussampadam means is difficult. Dussampadam. Tadvat Suptaha Parena Yekattamapannaha. Okay. Samprasidati. na sayeva punarutthatum arhati tasmat. This is the Purva Paksha. Okay? So this is third adhyaya. So Pada 1, Adhikarana 3. Pada 2, Adhikarana 3. Okay. This is the Purva Paksha. Now what is the answer? The answer is, this is a Siddhanta Sutta. There is no Purva Paksha Sutta. Sayevatu. It is the same person. How do you understand the Sada Sampanna? So Sayevatu. Why? Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha. There are 3-4 reasons which are given here. Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha. Okay? So here the commentary is very interesting. A nice phrase is employed by Bhagavad Pada. So I am just going to read 1 or 2 sentences. Then I will explain and then we will move further. Here he says, Sayevatu Jivaha Suttaha Swasthyangataha Punaruttishthati Na Anyaha Sayevatu Na Anyaha Kasmat. Why? Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha Vibhajya Hetum Darshayishyami. Bhagavad Pada says, I will explain this one by one. Vibhajya Hetum. There are few hetus that are supplied here. Karmanusmriti Shabda Vidhibhyaha is one word. So, aham vibhajya hetum darshayishyami. Karma sheshanusthana darshanat tavat sayeva utthatum arhati nanyaha. How is it? Suppose, so Adiga goes to sleep. Okay? So with some program. So it is half completed. So tomorrow I have to feed some more data and get some more output from this analysis. So Sayeva Karma, as soon as he gets up, okay, so he will once again take the laptop and then so feed in some data and analyze, right? So this Sayeva, the same activity, okay, which was engaging you in the night, when you wake up. Karma. So this is one aspect, right? The second aspect he says, Itascha sayeva uttisthati yat karanam atiteyahani aham adaha adrakshamiti purvanubhutasya paschat smaranam anusmriti. So you see somebody and the next day also you see. Yesterday we met here itself, right? So anusmriti ataha sayeva uttisthati. And of course, he further says, Shabda Vidhibhyaha. This is one more. Shabda means, so this is the Veda Rashi itself that one is to take as Shabda. So even the Veda Rashi itself says. So in fact, he quotes some 2-3 Shrutis. Punaha pratinyayam pratiyonyadravati buddhantayaiva imas sarva. This is from Vedāntamuktāvalī Upanishad. Okay. Then, Imah sarvah prajaha aharahargacchantyaha etam brahmalokam navindanti taiha vyaghro va simho va vrko va varaho va kito va patango va damsho va mashako va yadyad bhavanti tada bhavanti. I am not going to explain the meanings of all this in great detail, but I just wanted to tell you that when he meant, so Mayatitatvam means it is not that kind of a thing. It is only Vikshepa Shakti Vitikramaha. Okay, you escape from the Vikshepa Shakti of Maya. So it is Manaso Hyamani Bhavaha. So Mayatita Sushuptihi. Then he goes on to next Mriti. What is the difference between the two? In Sushupti Avastha also you do not know. Deep sleep, you don't know what is happening, right, around you. In Mrita Avastha also you don't know. So the difference is, this Linga Sharira, okay, this Linga Sharira which we call Sukshma Sharira, so that is with this Whereas in the Mritavastha, it is only the Sthula Sharira which is lying down. The Linga Sharira has already gone. Okay, so that is the difference between Sushupti and Mriti. That is why he is listing separately. Sushupti, Mritihi. Then this Murchavastha, then Samadhyavastha. Okay, so this is somewhat in between this Murchavastha. So you are just sort of unconscious. Certain things are there, certain things are not there. You do not know. So this is a different kind of a state. And the fourth is Samadhyadihi. Okay, Samadhyadihi, and so on. There are various states which one can think of. So in the Samadhyavastha also. So, but Samadhyavastha is somewhat different in the sense that you are still aware. So it is not Sushupti. So you are aware as well as not aware. So that is the Samadhyavastha. So here, so this internally aware, externally not aware. Okay. So Samadhyavastha. So these are different avasthas in which you find this, you are not having any Dvaita Bhana. Whereas in the Jagrata Avastha and Swapna Avastha, you have the Dvaita Bhana. So this Dvaita Bhanam and Abhanam, he has taken to be the sort of criteria. So this is how one has to understand that there are two states. In fact, strictly speaking, so only when you have real Mayatitattva, okay, this Avarana Shakti is also gone, then you can think of this Paramartha Dasha Sarvam Brahmamayam. Okay, so that Bhanam, even in the Jagrata Avastha, so that is real Paramarthata. So here he has just taken this to be referring to this kind of an instance. In fact, there is a very interesting verse even in Viveka Chudamani, which may be useful so to understand this. So here there is this is verse 404, 405. See, here he says Nahyasti Vishwam. The previous verse is also interesting. I'll just read the verse. Those who are interested, they can read it further. See, Ekatmake pare tattve
Ekatmake pare tattve Ekatmake pare tattve
Bhedavarta katham bhaved
Bhedavarta katham bhaved Bhedavarta katham bhaved
Sushuptahu Sukhamatrayam
Sushupto Sukhamatrayam Sushupto Sukhamatrayam
Bhedah Kenavalokitaha
Bhedah Kenavalokitaha Bhedah Kenavalokitaha.
So I am trying to point out this verse to justify the view that has been sort of presented. Sushuptau Sukhamatrayam Bhedah Kena Avalokitaha. So it is Bheda Bhanam is not there, which is essentially Advaita Bhana. See, Bheda Bhana Bhavaha. So whether you have Ananda Spharanam in that state, so whether you are completely free from avidya, no, that position is not taken. So that is why this Adhikaranam has been introduced. Okay, Bheda Bhanam, that is not there. Then in the next verse he says, see, Nahyasti Vishwam Paratattva Bodhat
Nahyasti Vishwam
Paratattva Bodhat Nahyasti Vishwam Paratattva Bodhat Sadatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe
Sadatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe Sadatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe
Kalatrayena Pyahirikshito Gune Kalatrayena Pyahirikshito Gune Kalatrayena Pyahirikshito Gune Nahyam bubindal mrigatrishnikayam. Nahyam bubindal mrigatrishnikayam. Nahyam bubindal mrigatrishnikayam. What is he trying to say here? Nahyasti vishwam paramatma bodhat, paratatva bodhat. So paratatva bodhat vishwam nahi asti. Okay. So for one who has understood this, for whom this Advaita has become an anubhava, for him, nahyasti vishwam paratatva bodhat sadatmani brahmani nirvikalpe. Understand? This is the position of Advaitas. Brahma nirvikalpam. Nirvikalpam means nishprapancham Brahma. So nishprapancham Brahma is the ultimate position that has to be sort of held. Therefore, sadatmani brahmani nirvikalpe. Then he says, Kala. So the example that he provides is Kalatrayena pyahirikshito gune. What is guna? Ahihi. Ahihi means sarpaha. Ahihi ikshitaha. Ikshita means the serpent that was seen in guna. Guna means rajjuhu. One word of guna. This one word guna has several meanings. So ahirikshito gune. Ahirikshito gune, this can be applicable to human also. If some fellow is really vicious. Okay. so ahirikshito gune. Tasya gune ahihi ikshitaha. So we describe, no? He is venomous. Sometimes we use. So anyway, so here it is not that ahihi ikshito gune. So this gune ahihi ikshitaha. So this kalatraye na. So in all the three times, so in the wake of understanding, what will you say? The sarpa was not there. The sarpa is not there. The sarpa will not be there. So kalatrayena nishedha. So similarly, so nishprapanchatva. Okay. Even when you saw, so that is the idea. Okay. So kalatrayena pyahirikshito gune nahyam babinduhu mrigatrishnikayam. Mrigatrishnikayam ambu binduhu nahyasti. Okay. So you may see the water to be flowing, but it is absolutely in all the three times. So similarly, the position that we hold here as Vyavahara Dasha and Paramartha Dasha is to be understood through these similes. So ultimately, the position that is taken is Nishprapancham. So whereas for all this Vyavahara, we take it as Saprapancham. So that is very important. So that is why he is saying Paramartha Dashayam Nishprapancham Brahma Vyavahara Dashayam tu Saprapanchamiti na prathama virodha. Na prathama virodha means when I am trying to build a certain theory in order to make you appreciate that, so all these things have to be there. Okay, so that is the idea. Okay, then the next thing. So this jiveshau. So how do we understand? So here he says Maya buddhi rupa upadhi prayukto jiveshvarayor jiveshvara bhedaha. Okay. So this we just say that mayopadhikaha ishvaraha buddhyupadhikaha jivaha. It is the upadhi which makes the difference. Okay. So as the upadhi makes the difference in akasha, okay. So upadhi makes the difference in akasha. Similarly, the size of the screen makes the difference. Okay. So upadhi makes the difference. So therefore, ultimately there is no difference in akasha. Okay. So that is how we need to understand. Svataha chaitanyam ekameva ityabhedaha. Svatastu chaitanyam ekeva. Then the third thing, this karma phala he was talking about. This karma phala, some mantras seem to be speaking of karma phala as akshayam nityam etc. So here that cannot be accepted. How do we understand that? So there he says karma phalasya nityatvam stuti prayuktameva natatvikamiti natritiyaha. Stuti prayuktam. Stuti prayuktam means, so in order to motivate this person, this has been spoken like this. Okay? So suppose I tell you, so don't disturb Surya. He has millions of things to do. Will you have millions of things to do at any point of time? Right? So it is just to communicate. So this is a way of communication. This is arthavada. So that is why he is saying this is stutyarthavada, in order to motivate people. Karma phalasya nityatvam stuti prayuktameva na tatvikam. Okay? That is not tatvika. So whereas this samritatvam that we are talking of, so with reference to Vedantic Jnana, so that is Paramarthikam Amritattvam. Okay, though you may find Akshayam Amritattvam in both cases, so that is to be understood in a limited sense for a different purpose. Okay, so having said that, he moves on to a different set of apramanyam, or rather this irrelevance, I should say. Till now, what was spoken of was the apramanyam. That shastram narambhaniyam is the overall theme. And here, why narambhaniyam? Why are you engaging? So there is another kind of question that he poses to himself. He says, Nanvevamapi. So you have explained various things to me. Even now I feel that so the studying Vedāntamuktāvalī, writing Vedāntamuktāvalī is all a meaningless thing. Why did you engage? So this is a question that he poses to himself. Nanvevamapi means, in spite of this, Upanishadbhihi Sabhashyabhireva Brahmajnana Siddhehe Vyarthaha Tavayam Arambhaha iti chet. Vyarthaha Tava Ayam Arambhaha means commencing this work. Understand? Tava Ayam Arambhaha. So Arambhaha means the Karya. Okay. So engaging oneself to write Vedāntamuktāvalī. Why he is saying Upanishadbhihi Sabhashyabhihi eva Brahmajnana Siddhehi. Sabhashyabhihi Upanishadbhihi. Upanishads themselves reveal to somebody. If Upanishads are not understood, then you go and look at Bhagavad Pada's commentary on Upanishads. Then things will become clear to you. If there also you have some doubts, you look into Anandagiri. If that also is not clear, so then come to Brahma Sutra Bhashya. So some doubts will be resolved, adhikarnas will be there. So it is all available. Upanishadbhihi Sabhashyabhireva Brahmajnana Siddhehe. When they are available to provide you this jnana, Vyarthaha Tavayam Arambhaha iti ched. Na, he says, Tasam Gambhirarthatvat Sarvesham Tatra Adhikara Sarvesham Tatra Anadhikaracha. Giving two reasons. Gambhirarthatvat means, so they are little profound. Okay? Profound and subtle. Both are there. This Gambhira has two connotations. Okay? So this is a little difficult for everyone to access. So there, the way it is sort of presented is Gambhira, and the Bhashya also could be like that. And secondly, that is more important reason. So why he is engaging? He says, Tatra sarvesham anadhikaracha. Anadhikara means, so not everyone is having eligibility to study. Okay? So mantrocharana, there are certain restrictions, and therefore he says, Sarvesham tatra anadhikaracha. Anadhikara can mean two things. So that you cannot repeat this and then you cannot memorize them. So that could be one aspect. The other aspect is you are not even qualified to understand that kind of a language. So there are two aspects. So therefore, anadhikara can mean, so either you are not qualified intellectually or not qualified by virtue of your own engagement with a certain other kind of activity in the society or by birth, whatever. Sarvesham tatra anadhikaracha tasmat saphala eva ayam mama ayasaha. Therefore, now I am presenting the substance of all the Upanishads in the form of verses, which anybody can access, and it is much simpler. Okay. Tasmat saphalaye mama ayasaha. Ayam ayasaha. 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 Ayasaha means the efforts that I put. Okay. Mama ayam ayasaha saphalayeva. Then he says, Asya Vedanta Shastrasya. So now he moves on to explain this. We usually call it as Anubandha Chatushtaya. Okay? So Vishayaha, Prayojanam, Sambandhaha, Adhikari. So he will say one by one. Asya Vedanta Shastrasya Advitiyam Brahma Vishayaha. Advitiyam Brahma Vishayaha. Advitiyam Brahma. So this Advitiyam is a phrase which has been borrowed from Ekameva Advitiyam that you find in Chandogya Sadvitya. Okay? Sadeva Somedamekayeva Agre Asid Anyat Kinchana Vishad. So it starts with that. Okay? Ekameva Advitiyam. Advitiyam Brahma Vishayaha. What is Prayojana? Prayojanam Uktam. Uktam means it has been already stated. Where was it stated? So if you go back, so you will see in the first page, Brahma Jnanat Sarva Samsara Nivrittihi Phalam Yadva Brahmananda Vaptihi. There are two phalas which were stated. Okay? This is Prayojana. Sarva Samsara Nivrittihi Brahmananda Vaptihi. So this is Prayojana. Adhikari. Prakrita shlokenaiva uktaha sannyasi mumukshuhu shantachetaha. He has presented some three things. So we have to carefully understand this. So first thing is that is sannyasi. Sannyasi means then can we read or not? So we are not sannyasis. So adhikari sannyasi means, so none of us are sannyasis. So are we eligible to read or not? So then he said mumukshuhu. See, that many of us may be qualifying. At least some of us will be qualifying. Mumukshuhu. Okay. So this is the second thing. So uttamadhikari will be sannyasi. But that sannyasi has to be a true sannyasi. Okay. So that is sannyasi. Next is mumukshu. Then the third thing he says, shantacheta. Neither sannyasi nor mumukshu. But at least you should have shanta chitta. Otherwise you cannot read anything. The mind has to be tranquil. So indriya nigraha. Okay, indriya nigraha. is essentially Manonigraha. Okay. So otherwise you will not be focused and you will not gain anything out of it. Therefore, Shanta Chetaha iti Adhikari. See, for a sannyasi, Mumukshuttam and Shanta Cheta, that has to be there. So the Shanta Cheta is the minimal requirement. So then, so if you are Mumukshu and Shanta Cheta, better. Shanta Cheta, Mumukshu and Sannyasi, all the more better. Okay? Because you don't have any other commitment. So you can completely engage. So this Shanta Cheta is the basic criteria. So you take it that way. So all of us are Adhikaris. So you should not take that all the three, this and that and that. That will be a problem. Okay, you take or. Okay, so if and happens, it is better. Okay. Adhikari prakrita shlokenaiva uktaha sannyasi mumukshuhu shanta chetaha iti. Then what is the sambandha? He says, pratipadya pratipadaka bhavadihi sambandha. So the sambandha can be visualized in many ways. Okay. Pratipadya pratipadaka bhavaha sambandha. So pratipadya pratipadaka bhavaha. So what is the connection between so the you and this? Okay. So you have some aspiration, Brahma Jnana. And why are you reading this? Because this is providing that to you. So pratipadyam and pratipadakam. Okay. So this pratipadakam is this grantha. Okay. So why am I choosing this text? So this is what is called sambandha. Pratipadya pratipadaka bhavadihi sambandha iti anubandha chatushtayam. Vedantascha ashtottaram shatam prasiddhaha. Here he is using the word Vedanta synonymous to Upanishads. Okay. So we were seeing the other day. Upanishads primarily constitute Vedanta. So Bhagavad Gita is also considered as Vedanta. Brahma Sutra is also considered as Vedanta. So they are all connected to that. So here he says Vedantaha cha Ashtottara shatam prasiddhaha. At least 108 are known Upanishads. Teshvapi among them. Among them, he says, Teshvapi Dasha Ati Prasiddhaha. Okay, so they are Ati Prasiddhaha. So much more famous. Ishakena Katha Prashna Mundaka Mandukya Chittarihi Chandogyam Vedāntamuktāvalī. So these are the 10 things. Aitareyam, correct. Aitareyam cheti. So there is a verse, no? Ishakena Katha Prashna Mundamandukya Chittarihi. Aitareyam chachandogyam Vedāntamuktāvalī. So this is a simple Anushtup. Okay, so these are the 10 Ati Prasiddhaha. Ati Prasiddhaha. So he is listing 10. Tatra Ishavasyat Ishavasyadayaha Chandogyantaha Ashtaiti Vedāntamuktāvalyam Purvarthe Vyakhyayante. Ishavasyadayaha Chandogyantaha Ashta Iha Vedāntamuktāvalyam Purvarthe Vyakhyayante. So he is now telling us what is it that you are going to see further in this text. So there is a Purvartha and there is a Uttarartha. 8 of these are going to be Ashta Iha Vedāntamuktāvalyam in the Purvartha, in the first half. Vyakhyayante. I am engaging in explaining the 8. Then he says तावत् ईशावास्य उपनिषत् व्याख्यायते ईशेति. So in fact, so we were seeing the other day that there are 4 more, so which are explained in the later half. So here he says in the Purvartha, so we are going to immediately take up Ishavasya Upanishad. So Ishavasya Upanishad. So let us read the verse and perhaps we will take the commentary of the verse in the next class. Ishavasya samasta bhuvanam tyaktva chagehadikam brahmanyeva mumukshuna navaratam nishtha vidheyatmani arhattvaya tatra karma vihitam karyam pura nishphalam vidvānithamupacharan hi bhajate nirlepa atmeshwaram. So this is the first verse which we will be looking into in detail in the next class. So this basically summarizes the first 2 mantras of the Ishavasya Upanishad. I think we will stop today's class. We will continue later. Om Sarve Visukhinas Santu Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhakkavet.